The room was chill. Machines beeped softly in the background. Billionaire Maxwell Adigun was motionless on the hospital bed. If you're new, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Also, let us know where you're watching from. Tubes ran to his body, an oxygen mask over his face. He was barely holding on. Doctors whispered outside, their faces grim. Then, suddenly, a gentle voice filled the room. It was neither a nurse nor a doctor. It was a child. A 10-year-old barefoot girl in a filthy gray robe with mud stains walked up to Maxwell's bed. Her coarse, natural hair was wildly knotted around her tiny face. She was someone who had probably not had a full meal in days. But her voice was like nothing anyone had ever heard. She sang softly with eyes shut. No choir, no instruments. Only her voice swelling like a soft breeze, shaking through the hall like a prayer whispered directly from heaven. Maxwell's finger spasmed, then his hand contracted. A nurse in the doorway gasped. The doctor, who had lost hope, crept closer. Then the billionaire hacked. His eyes slowly came open. The man who hadn't responded to treatment in weeks was alive, and he was looking straight at her. 3 days ago, 10-year-old Zara was racing through the cramped alleys of a populous market, her small feet skittering around puddles and plastic bags as she toted a bag of tomatoes on her head. Sweat trickled down her face under the searing Lagos sun, but she grumbled not. She was accustomed to it. 2 years previously, everything had changed. Her parents had perished in a car accident that ought to have killed her as well, but it did not. She emerged unscathed. Her family did not label her a miracle, though. Her relatives referred to her differently. A witch, Aunt Clara had declared at the funeral. She murdered her parents. Look at how smashed up the car was. And she didn't bleed at all. She lost her last link to love and security that day. Nobody wanted her, nobody assisted. They abandoned her with nothing. Zara quit school and started living on the streets, doing loads for individuals in the market for some naira, just enough to purchase a plate of rice and water. She still had one thing, though. Her voice. Every evening, sleeping with other homeless kids under the bridge, Zara sang. She sang to push the pain out of her mind, to be near her parents, to drown out the whispers that tormented her. Sometimes passers-by would halt and cry. Once a woman turned to her and said, "Your voice touched something deep inside me." That's what Zara clung to. She once had a dream where she sang to a dying man and revived him. In the dream, he laid his hand on her head and replied, "You are more powerful than you think." She never forgot that dream. Perhaps that's why she found her way into Modern Grace Hospital that Wednesday morning. She hadn't eaten since the previous night. She was expecting some little money at the gate, enough perhaps to buy bread, but before she reached the reception, she had overheard a woman telling a man in scrubs the following: "They said he won't make it through today." The woman said dejectedly. "He gave up," the man answered. "Depression can kill quicker than disease. Ever since he lost his wife and daughter, he quit fighting." "Who is it?" Zara asked softly, moving closer. The woman turned in surprise. "What are you doing here?" "I came to beg, Ma," Zara answered. "But I heard what you said about the man." The man cocked an eyebrow. "What about him?" "I can help him," Zara said matter-of-factly. They stared at her. The man chuckled. "How?" "I shall sing for him," she said. "If it sets depression, my song can reach his soul." The man laughed loudly. "This one? With her torn gown and dirty feet?" But the woman looked again. There was calm confidence in Zara's eyes. She wasn't joking. "It won't hurt to try," the woman said slowly. "Madam," the man warned. "It won't cost us anything," she replied. "And maybe, just maybe." And so Zara was guided down hospital corridors, past glass walls and nurses to the special ward of Maxwell Adigun, Nigeria's most reclusive billionaire. He had been unconscious for 14 days. He turned away food, would not speak. Since his wife and daughter perished in a burning crash 2 years ago, nothing penetrated, no medicine, no money. Now, There was a barefoot girl standing next to him. She laid her hand on the metal bar of his bed and closed her eyes. And she started singing. The song began low, the way the morning breeze blew. Her lips didn't move at all, but every note tasted like sunlight. The room shifted. The heavy silence grew warm. The nurse who jeered at her walked forward without noticing. The woman doctor stood still. Then Maxwell's fingers spasmed. "Did you see that?" the doctor breathed. "Perhaps just a spasm," the nurse answered, voice trembling. But it wasn't. Zara continued singing. "Even if the sun forgets to rise, there's a fire still burning in your soul. Don't go where we can't follow. Come back. Come home." Maxwell drew a breath. His eyelids flickered. One finger rose like a delicate vow. "Mr. Maxwell," the doctor whispered. Pulse strengthening. Heart rate better. Nurses moved quickly to ring for more staff, but Zara continued singing, her voice filled with love, peace, and hope. Maxwell's eyes opened on the third verse. He blinked, then gazed directly at the barefoot child. He did not talk. He just stared. Tears formed. Zara smiled, the first to smile at him in 2 years without pity. By the time morning came, the billionaire awoke. They said that a homeless girl sang him back to health with her voice, a miracle. Zara had her own room in the hospital. Real food, clean clothes, but she asked only one thing: may I sing to him again? The next 2 days, Zara came to Maxwell every morning and night. She sang and held his hand. He would sometimes fall asleep, sometimes look at her like he was remembering something he should live for. The third morning, Maxwell talked. "I don't know who you are, but your voice, it found me." "You're awake," she whispered. "I'm not dead?" "No, sir," she whispered, "because I still need you. Someone still needs you." Maxwell shut his eyes, tears streaming. For the first time in years, he wished to live. Somewhere else in town, the people were whispering, "That little girl from the market. She cured the billionaire," but none of her original relatives were aware yet. In the hospital, there was a meeting. The director, the physician, and Maxwell's attorney spoke of Zara. "She has no family, no education. She's been sleeping under the bridge," said the doctor. Maxwell looked out the window. "And yet she gave me more life than any medicine." "She saved me," he said. "Now I shall save her." But just as hope filled the room, someone knocked on Zara's hospital room door. A woman in a colorful wrapper with too much makeup walked in. "Where sips that girl? I sip her auntie." Zara, out of sight behind the curtain, stood stock still. It was Aunt Clara, the very person who had called her a witch, left her, and never looked back. Clara persisted in an argument with the nurse. "She's my niece. I've been searching for her." Stepping out from behind the curtain, Zara said, "She's lying." Clara's head swiveled around. Their eyes locked for the first time in 2 years. "You told me I killed my parents," Zara said. "You told me I were a witch. You left me." Clara stuttered. "I hurt. I didn't mean it." "You meant every word." Maxwell came in. "You're her kin?" "Yes, Chief Maxwell. God spared you. I ran down when I heard—" He didn't grin. "Where have you been the past 2 years?" "I didn't know where she was." "Interesting." She said her family abandoned her to die, called her names, discarded her like garbage. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Clara's smile wavering. "Children say things." "She's resting," Maxwell stated. "Leave now." The guards didn't linger. Clara was led away, her voice ringing out, "You'll regret this. Blood is blood." But Zara didn't waver. When Maxwell put a hand on her shoulder, she didn't move away. "You're safe now," he said. Later that evening, Maxwell asked, "Why did you sing for me?" Zara answered, "Because I could see myself in you. I have an idea of how it feels to wish to give up." He smiled softly. "What do you want to be if you could be anything?" "I want to fly," she said. "Not just sing. I want to be a pilot." Maxwell nodded. "Then I will make it so." The following day, he adopted her. In a press conference, he declared, "The girl who rescued me is now my daughter." Zara Adigun, who was once a street kid, Now resided on Banana Island, she went to the finest schools and started practicing with flying simulators. She started a platform called Sing to Heal for assisting individuals afflicted with depression. But someone observed secretly in the shadows, Maxwell's estranged cousin, Uncle Felix. So the old man accepted a beggar into his will. He grumbled, "Let's see how long this miracle child lasts."